What's up, everyone? Hello, and welcome to TownHall Arcade Ep.02. Number 2, we did it, guys. 2 weeks in a row, 2 episodes of reviving TownHall. Now, this week there's nothing crazy like BlizzCon. Our first episode was a 2-hour banger, just going over all things BlizzCon. It felt very natural. This week, we're going to talk about Hearthstone Battlegrounds and that we've had our hands on it a little bit more. LCS Finals happened this past weekend. Smash got 6.0, and the creator of Stardew Valley posted a blog talking about the future of that game. Those are all very different topics, and yeah, that's the flavor. We're going to talk about a lot of esports things, Blizzard things, Riot things, you name it, but once in a while we're going to sneak things like Stardew Valley in there because we like that game. Ryan, we actually had a Stardew Valley LAN party.
We did. Night. It was fantastic.
And, you know, a LAN is qualified as a LAN if there are 2 players playing locally, right? That counts as a party. It's just 2 guys having a good time.
But we had a third.
We did. My wife.
So it was definitely a LAN.
It was a lot of fun. But we'll talk about that a bit later. What's new with you? What have you been doing all week?
Working. Kind of playing Hearthstone when I can. I got to do a good chunk of it last night, actually more than I probably should have because I had to wake up extra early today. But I'm loving that game. It's perfect for doing it on the fly, whereas that was my big gripe with a lot of the other ones. So I'm absolutely loving it.
And I'm just going to kind of put that plug in there right now. Today, we're specifically going to be talking about Hearthstone Battlegrounds. But next week, we already have Crowan, who is a player for Cloud9 and a professional for Teamfight Tactics, joining us on the show. The topic for episode 3, which will be on the 20th of November, is the currently slated time to be confirmed. We'll let you guys know on Twitter. He will be joining us to talk about basically the entire landscape. So we'll be comparing TFT, auto chess, Underlords, Hearthstone Battlegrounds, looking at the pros and cons, why things work, why things don't work, long-term, esports, yada, yada. That's next week. Tonight, we're talking more about Hearthstone in particular. And I just played a bunch, over the last few days myself. I am in love with playing anything Demon. I love Demon, like, so much. It's super fun. You get that 1/1 that gains +2/2 for every demon you play. And it gives you
that card is dumb.
Oh my god, dude. It is insane. I had like a 60.
It's only 1 star. And then someone comes up with a poison and then you're done.
Yeah. Well, so I actually primarily have played it in situations where I have the guy that can give Divine Shield for 4 mana.
So funny, I hate that hero.
Yeah, with that card and cards that you think you can confidently get super strong, he becomes a powerhouse. But it's just like I was running 2 of them and I was letting them do 1/1 and 1/1 or 1 damage each, to me every time, and I was that's fine every time I play a demon. And then eventually you get Mal'Ganis on the board, and
you're
no longer take damage, and then you're literally recycling a garbage demon. You're like literally spending all your mana farming those 2. And you just need to put other minions in the front to kind of deal with the poison, keep them in the middle of your group, have taunts, so a lot of the other demons do have taunts. Like there's a bunch of demons with taunts. Have them towards the front to deal with the poison, make sure that they're beefy enough. Dude, I mean, I had a win with 30 HP and all of the damage that I took were from myself. Like it felt real good.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the perfect game. I've seen some people post it on Twitter and stuff like that, but I bet that just feels incredible. The one game that I almost won that I was talking about last night, I was at 38 HP before down to the final 3, and then that's when it started to fall down for me. But I love the ability to adapt on the fly, and obviously most auto battlers can do that. But I just think it's so much simpler in Hearthstone that it feels really good to be able to do it quickly and understand it.
Yeah, I mean, even today, I had a game where I was like, "There's no way I lose this." It's down to 2 players. The other player, I think he was playing Arthas, who's a terrible hero. I did like 12 damage to him. He had 9 HP left. I'm like, cool, next round I'm just going to smash him. I got lazy. I was like, whatever. I just put Divine Shield on one of my demons, and I said, I'm fine. And next round, he had adapted hardcore. He must have had a hand full of like powerful cards. He just stockpiled them for like situations, and he swapped out 2 or 3 cards and moved them around. And he had Zap, the Wind Fury that attacks the lowest strength,
Lowest strength, yeah.
which removed my my dude, whatever his name is, that he's doing 6 damage every time one of my demons died.
Oh yeah.
Because I had the golden version, and he had Divine Shield on him, so Zap hit him twice, killed him. Everybody else was like not able to kill that dude, and yeah, it just kind of worked out very well for him in making those adjustments, and that's cool. Like, to me, that gave me a lot of faith in the meta and the late game aspect of that game, because there's a lot of options to change your comp, whereas I feel like in the other auto battlers, while there might be more throughout the whole game, you're more reliant on RNG in TFT and Underlords. That's how it feels to me. I mean, there's RNG in all of the games, period.
Yeah, of course, that's part of the.
But yeah, I don't know. I've played maybe 50 games, and I really like Battlegrounds.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I played maybe about 10 games yesterday, but it's quick, it's fun. I mean, obviously the meta is going to evolve more and more, but it seems like I see people doing Murloc comps with the, adapting for the poison. I see people doing the demon comps with that one who I can't remember his name, plus Mal'Ganis, and I see a lot of people doing mechs. I mean, and it's just like all the other ones. If you do have if you're fighting over mechs, then you're not going to win. So you do have to kind of adapt and go from there. So it's cool. I'm having a great time, and I'm trying to play random things that I normally wouldn't play. So my MMR is chilling around 4,000, but it's like one game I'll just randomly be like, I'm just going to commit to Murlocs and see what happens. And then I lose. I get like 7th, and I'm like, okay, don't do that.
I have yet to see success with Murlocs. Granted, I've played it maybe 3 times, but I just don't.
It's all about that adapt card.
If
you got to get adapt
the poison. Yeah, if you don't get poison, it's like Murlocs are booty.
They're weak, yeah.
Like, they really are. And the buffs aren't significant enough. And I've been trying to think, like, is the hero that makes it so that you can double your battle cry, is that enough to make Murlocs be good? And
that could be cool.
Only thing I can think of, like, maybe that makes Murlocs viable in the game. But
yeah, that could be really cool. I mean, there's a lot of like +2/+2 for battle cries, and next thing you know, you're adding +4 if you can get a couple of them or whatever, and sell them and just kind of have them continuously rotating. Then
yeah, I do that
it could
a lot
be
with those kind of buff cards. But
I keep hearing of this double battle cry card, and I've yet to play against one or see it.
It's cost 2 mana to be able to get an extra battle cry for the round. So it's like,
oh, I thought it was passive. Okay.
No, it's a 2 mana. So that's the reason why it's kind of bad, because 2 mana is a lot. So you're not actively going to be using that till round 4 or 5, 6, depending on the situation, you're going to want to be leveling up. So I think if he was a 1 mana, get an extra battle cry or something, or like maybe a passive, your first battle cry each turn, cast twice. I think that's the best, is your first battle cry each round is double passive free. I think that's maybe,
I'm all
maybe
about.
OP, I don't know, but
I'm all yeah, probably. I'm all about the passives more than having to spend, because even like something like Ragnaros, it's just.
Oh, he's super bad. Like the deal damage ones are really bad. Is it Deathwing that has the 1 damage across the board? That's the only
Neltharion,
one. That's the only one that's decent.
I think that's the best hero in the game, personally.
AFK is probably the best hero in the game.
Just for you.
No, I sincerely think AFK is the best hero in the game. You open up round 3, you hit level 2, and you have a tier 4 and 3 minion.
There's a lot of RNG that would stop her from probably being best best in the game for me, but she is fantastic. Like, I'm gonna take AFK most of the time, I won't lie. I think there's a little bit of RNG there, that whereas a lot of Divine Shield comps and stuff like that are just completely useless against Neltharion.
I mean, probably. So Savages has Nefarian, Curator, AFK,
Curator, really,
and the pink-haired gnome that gives an extra. You
Toki?
cycle time. Is she Toki? You cycle
Yeah,
time to get
Infinite
a
Toki.
yeah. Infinite Toki. Those are all his
Yeah, that one.
his top tier. His top tier. And
That
then
see, that one's hard for me too because that's another two costs, and it's. I mean, you have to do it early,
yeah.
I guess. And
Let's just kind of look at the early game. Round 1, you buy. You spend 3 mana, you buy whatever the best option you can get.
yeah,
Round 2, you level up. Round
hmm
3, you have 5 mana. You cycle and you get a tier 3 minion. That's a
hmm
very early tier 3 minion. It doesn't even matter what it is. Well, it
still tier
does. It
three.
does. But
It does, but it doesn't. I
on
know what you mean.
average, the tier 3 is going to be that much better. So it's just like when you look at some of the early game efficiency based on the cost and the kind of impact that they have, I think that alone is just such a strong opener, and your chances of getting a big opening. And when you get a big opening and you have a strong board, you have more flexibility in upgrading earlier, looking for that tier 3, tavern, that level 4 tavern. And I should just, if you guys don't know Savitz, he's a very intelligent CCG player. He's been around for a long, long time. This is his tier list that he posted of the heroes. This is early impressions. I don't know if he's changed it since then. But SAVJZ, I think, is his entire Twitter handle. I don't think there's anything beyond that. You can see he's got, Ragnaros and patches and a lot of these crap heroes at the bottom. I'm actually really interested in this little
Where's Patchwork?
desert guy,
Adding +2 to defense.
because I'm curious if there would ever be validity to that. I think it costs 1 mana.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think it's 2.
If it's 2, then that's garbage. I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
1.
it's 2, and I think it's random. I don't think you get to pick.
Okay, and then yeah, that's trash.
Oh no, sorry, it is 1, and it is random though.
But it is random. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're placing a lot of RNG. Am I missing Patchwork on here? Oh, here, never mind. I see
It's
it
at the
now.
top.
Very good. Yep.
60 HP. I mean, 60 HP gives you a lot to play around with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's why I was confused. I just didn't see him there.
Yeah. I haven't played some of these. Like, it's surprising to me that he's got the monkey as playable. I guess you get some of those early minions that summon and add, and you just sell their ads or something.
Well, no, it's every time that you buy a minion, you get a banana.
I thought it was every time you sold a minion. Is it buy and sell? I thought it was every time you sold a beast. It's like really specific.
Man, they obviously they just changed them. Let me find them real fast.
Maybe they buffed.
Whenever you buy a beast, add a banana to your hand. So it's every time you buy.
I thought it was every time you sold. Maybe I'm crazy.
You are.
Buy makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, it's the same thing. You can buy, any beast on the board, even if you don't plan on using him, just to add 1/1 to your taunt or something along those lines. It's very viable. I've seen a lot of good. I'm surprised he's not a little bit higher. But
so Cow had said it was every time you sold. It is now buy. They buffed him. So I was right, but that was in the patch notes, which I actually haven't read.
Wait, it was. When was it sell? Before the open beta?
Yeah. During last week when I was playing.
No, because I thought it was something completely. Yeah, not important. I thought it was every time you play a beast, you got a 1/1 or something like that. Or
no, before it was every time you sold a beast, which was super obscure. I was like, who wants that?
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, yeah, it's interesting. It's a fun part of the game to have the heroes and the flavor of not knowing how you're going to want to play. I don't know half their names. The the gnome that gives +1/1 to all the mechs in the tavern. That's okay, I'm playing mechs that game. You don't pick her and not play mech. You say, I don't know exactly what flavor my mech's going to be. Maybe I'm going to play sky golems and piloted shredders or something, but I'm going to be playing mechs.
That's right. She's a mana storm.
Yeah.
Maleficent mana storm.
Very fun. And what? There's 24 total.
That's a good question. I thought it was. Yeah, 24.
24.
Yep, and like you said, I haven't seen. There's a good handful. I could probably count on one hand, maybe getting closer to 2 hands of heroes I've never faced against or even saw to buy. So I don't know if they're just that bad or
Maybe.
yeah.
Um, so explain this to me, because you're always more informed on the details with this kind of crap. How do I get the emotes? So I have to buy, do I have to pay money, or can I earn
Yeah,
those cards
30. You can earn 30 packs at any point of the new
when the expansion
expansion.
comes out? But if I want them now, everyone that's spamming emotes has paid $50.
Mm-hmm. For the pre-purchase. Yep.
Ballers.
Yeah, and those people also get to pick from 3 minions,
Right.
and that's
Three
20
heroes.
packs.
Three
And then
heroes.
they also will get the expanded stats whenever that releases. Probably, they said outside of beta. I don't know exactly when that's going to be.
Oh, that drop down, like for your
Yeah.
match history and stuff.
Yeah,
I
more
mean,
stats or whatever they
so
call it. It's
here's
cool.
the thing, just kind of thinking about more stats and the interface and everything. I've always kind of thought Hearthstone felt like an ancient game, like a very outdated UI that's never evolved. This game came out in what, 2012? The game is like legitimately like 7 years old, maybe 2013, but I want to say 2012 Hearthstone came out. It is an old game. They've never updated the UI. They've only given us new boards and new cards, and they've kept it simple. Save
14, by the way.
2014. Okay.
Yeah. March. I mean, obviously beta and stuff's before that, so you might have played it beforehand. But
Yeah,
March,
probably.
actually, March 11th, my birthday, 2014, it came out.
Wow. That's still a solid, 6+ years
Yeah.
of Hearthstone with no real evolution of anything. I'm sure they added us like a little solo adventures stuff, but just the little brawl and having the number of wins and the number of top fours and that little quality of life thing in the queue for that, it felt nice. It felt new. It felt like it had its own home. It didn't feel like a janky UI where they tuck something into my profile later. It's
Yeah.
like this is my Battlegrounds account. It almost feels like a standalone game, which is nice. It was a nice
No.
surprise.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that had to do with the other games, because feel those were definitely easy stats that they probably pulled from that. But I'm with you. I mean, it's even in like Hearthstone now, it's really hard to find where your total wins are. It's not like an easy. You have to go to like Quest or something like that to be able to even find it. So
Yeah,
it definitely seemed like an afterthought of people being like, "Oh, by the way, we want to know what our total wins are." They're like, "Oh crap, where do we put this?" Whereas this is like a right there for you, and I'm happy that they're going to give more.
we can hope. We can hope that it's gonna be well done. But time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Hearthstone Battlegrounds, like we said, we're gonna talk about it more next week, guys, as we will be diving into basically the battle of the auto battlers, I guess, if you will. Talking about the entire genre. But moving on for this week's discussion, League of Legends Esports had the highly anticipated grand finals happening in France. What city was it?
Yeah,
Was it Paris?
France, Paris, yeah.
It was Paris. I mean, I should
There
have
was
just said
something
Paris,
that
France.
happened. It wasn't a grand finals, but there was something that happened.
Oh, it was technically a grand finals. There's technically a world champion. There's a lot of hype because I don't watch a lot of League, and everyone knows this. It's just never been my cup of tea. Although I respect the hell out of it, and I respect the hell out of what LCS is. But G2, I actually watched their matches versus SKT where they beat Faker. They defeated the Koreans.
They stomped a lot of people on their way there, and they
Yeah.
were talking a lot of trash and were the heavy favorites to win.
And a lot of people, really thought that they were going home with gold, like
Yeah,
hands
absolutely.
down. And I
I
feel
almost
bad
didn't wake
for
up because I thought it was like set in stone.
God. I should have gone on a sports betting website and bet against them or something, because I guarantee you everybody bet for them. Like,
I'm curious to see if I can find like a lot of the odds are usually. I know like a
ooh,
lot of the
that'd be really
places do.
interesting.
They do a lot of like the kill death ratio and stuff like that. They have a lot of like FanDuel and things along those lines. Not sponsored, but LCS.
Well, anyways, they didn't win. If you didn't get the vibe yet, they got 3-0'd by Phoenix.
Hard.
and
hard.
it was like one of the games we said it was like 20 minutes long. 20.
Yeah, it was like 27 minutes. I think it was final.
That's
When I first messaged you, I like stopped paying attention, and they had an issue with like a keyboard or something like that, and then it came back and it was done like 5 minutes later.
oh
It
my
was
god.
pretty hard stomp.
So I'd say they've taken it pretty gracefully. I mean, Carlos has been posting a lot of memes about it. If you don't know who Carlos is, he is their owner and a former pro League of Legends player of G2. But it sucks. You want to see a Western team go to a world event and just like take it. If they're like the hard favorites, which is crazy to say,
Rare. Yeah.
for most esports. I mean, sure, Dota 2 has been won by Western teams, and I don't know if there's ever been an LCS in the last several years that has been won by definitely not an NA team. NA is always out round of 8. Like round of 8.
I think last year was Fnatic, but they
Okay.
lost to Korea. No, they didn't win.
Oh,
They were in the
made it out.
finals.
Good for Europe though. Keeping something happening. Are you trying to look at a betting site?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. It's hard to find once the matches are done because they've already moved on to bigger and better things. I'll find it another time.
It's fine.
But I am curious enough.
It's curious to see like what the bets look like. Sports betting and esports is becoming bigger and bigger as time progresses.
Yeah. I wish I knew more about League and the players to be able to do any sort of betting on it, but I don't. So
no, I definitely do not.
That's why I love like all those like daily fantasy things, and I always thought it was cool to see League of Legends in there specifically, and I don't really remember there was Dota or CS:GO or anything like that.
I mean,
but
I think Unicorn is one of the websites now, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they have like everything.
They own a team. They had a team, and
yeah. I mean, that's good advertisements for your business to make sense, but
absolutely.
Naturally, League will continue on. I'm not sure what's happening in the future for League. The opening ceremony, however, was something worth talking about.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't seen it and you're not a League of Legends fan, that's fine. I still highly recommend you check it out, because if there's one thing Riot does better than anybody else, it's their pop culture tie-ins to their events. Blizzard has always done a BlizzCon after. Blizzard's different because BlizzCon events are oftentimes the grand finals for these games, and I guess that's not true for OWL. Like, tell me about an OWL music act. What was the
good
first,
one or the
let's go with the first year. Let's go with the first year.
DJ Khaled, the person who played all the songs that no one knew and expected us to sing along with. I mean, I'm sure in the right setting, maybe he puts on a good show, but it was very quiet in there besides the music for him. Whereas Zed was this year, and he put on a heck of a show. He actually used like the backdrop and had really cool, really cool graphics going on and stuff like that. Whereas DJ Khaled was just dancing.
He was just getting a paycheck, dancing on stage.
Yeah. We'll say that. But no, I mean, that's a little bit different. That was just one person, whereas like the League of Legends one was every song that they've had and brought everyone back. Yeah. And then the holograms were insane.
No, it was truly impressive. It was a really big, just the holograms too, and the production execution and everything about it was cool. Like, just watch it. Again, if you don't like League, doesn't matter, watch it. It's very, very cool to see that as like the future of entertainment, not even just esports, but like live concerts and stuff, being able to grab that kind of technology.
Well, what was it, a couple years ago they did the Tupac hologram?
Yeah, that was at one of the shows.
I think it was Vegas.
Was it Vegas?
I think it was in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was at Bonnaroo or one of those events.
Sure, yeah. I mean, either way, like, just that was so cool to see, and that's the future, like you said. Yeah. Just to be able to do people we'd never been able to watch before because they passed away before.
Or Hatsune Miku is a completely animated character. She is an anime character. She is a pop idol in Japan. Yes, there is a real singer. Maybe not. Maybe it's an AI. I actually don't know for a fact, but Hatsune Miku is an animated hologram on stage. There's a full band. There's a bunch of characters, and they fill out stadiums in Japan. Like, they filled out a stadium in New York City last year because they did a song with Anamanaguchi. They did a collab, and I remember Anamanaguchi playing, so I like looked into it, and they sold out in New York or something. It's
Wow.
And again, it's just a anime girl with green hair, teal hair. Like, that's the dream.
Yeah. Not exactly what I was saying, but sure.
Got him. Beyond that, LCS, not a lot to say, but we can actually segue that into just a brief Runeterra discussion. Runeterra Expeditions release tomorrow on November 14th. If you have access, you get, I think, 8 free expeditions that you can play. They're basically arena runs if you're familiar with Hearthstone. They're going to be doing drops again on Twitch, I believe. So if you don't have access, just watch a Twitch stream and watch.
And they're drafts, right? They're drafts of Magic.
But
you don't get to keep the cards, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so it does not use your library. It's similar to an arena run, but you don't draft your whole deck at the start. You continue drafting and trading after each game. So it's like you draft a deck, you draft like a pack, and then you play, and then you draft more, and you trade, and you play. I don't know. I haven't figured it out exactly because I haven't played it, obviously, but I just know the general concept behind it. And it's not exactly a Hearthstone arena run. It's not exactly a draft tournament for Magic, but it is similar.
I mean, that seems to be Runeterra's play. We're not Magic. Yep. We're not Hearthstone. We're the best of both.
I mean, it's got me very interested.
It's a great way to go. How many people hate Magic for what it is, and those same other half of people hate Hearthstone for what it is, and this is a perfect middle ground.
Man, Cowhead is like literally our Wikipedia right now. Coachella was where Tupac happened. So, not Bonnaroo, Coachella. But yeah, Runeterra is going to be fun. I'm actually really curious. Like, you watch a lot more Twitch because you work from home. Do you know what Hearthstone's viewership totals have looked like on Twitch this week with Battlegrounds?
It's been higher than it has been.
Like 60,000. Any idea at all? Let's look at it right now.
I was gonna say pull it up.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
I have the couple Hearthstone streamers that I watch, and I just pull them up when I see them on, type of thing. But I haven't been paying attention to the numbers.
I'm always very curious, what the
me too, and I usually do look, but work has been work.
I hear that. Browse League of Legends at 145. Hearthstone at 30,000. Teamfight Tactics at 10,000, just for relevance. Granted, Hearthstone is kind of 2 games in one. Dota 22.9. Underlords at 1.4. That's
1.4K.
1.4K. Very low. Very low. And, that's something we're going to talk about. Again, I keep hyping up next week's show because I have a lot to say about Underlords. Swim, their top player, is basically announced he's quitting. He's their top streamer. A lot of people think the newest patch has made the game worse, and it's the big patch that everyone was excited for. But that's a whole nother beast. Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty is getting big viewership. A lot of the big streamers have been playing that. I think you watch Tim the Tatman a lot. I think he's been that's been the game he's on. CSGO 66,000, Fortnite 113,000. It's the big dogs. Are always have pretty much always been Fortnite and League for the last several years, and it feels like when Russia's asleep and China's asleep, Dota 2 does not get viewership. Dota 2 is always a solid viewership in the morning, but at 8 hours so. It does not. It does not. You want to guess what Heroes viewership's at?
800.
2.2K, more than Underlords. Wow. Do you want to guess what Artifact's viewership's at?
0.
There's 14 people watching Artifact. You go, guys, all 14 of you. Congrats.
That must be. I hope that's one streamer, not 14 different people streaming it.
I gotta know. I gotta click. There's 2 streams. and it's gone down to 12 viewers. Hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it.
We shame 2 people to leave.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, Call of Duty looks like I'm gonna buy it. I can't wait for it. They need to balance it out a little bit, but there's one gun that is beyond broken, and they nerfed it, and it's still broken.
I got to give Project X Run a shout out. 48 months subbing. That's
Yeah,
a
4 years.
long time. 4 years. Thanks, man.
Exactly.
Appreciate the support for the content. It's good to be back with Town Hall. But yeah, man, it's always fun to look at those Twitch numbers and see where games go. I gotta check Anthem. Now that I'm like on this.
I almost brought it up, but I assumed it was
Well, we gotta look at these dead
non-existent.
games that I got hyped about. Anthem.
I mean, have they even come out with a new expansion
They've
or
released
whatever it was?
updates.
Oh,
They've
okay.
released
I remember them
updates.
talking about it, but knowing them,
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't come out with it.
they definitely did. Destiny 2, that game, I thought it was going to get bigger again. Wow, regular auto chess 300 viewers. That's really low. I have no idea how my Twitch list is sorted because it is just the Wild West. I'm just going to have to
You probably have to
for
just search
Anthem.
for it.
Yeah. Guess. There,
5.
I'll tell you, there are 6 streams live right now.
6 people.
13 viewers across 6 streams. Wow. Anyways,
Fun game for about 10 minutes.
yeah, I enjoyed it for a week or 2. Let's talk about Smash.
Yeah. Jigglypuff gets the buffs.
That's the first thing he thinks about. Smash 6.0 hits. You know, there's Terry coming in, bringing a lot of fun drama from the Smash scene. And I call it drama, but more just like, it's almost like jabs from the FGC saying that Smashers are complaining about having to do quarter circles and, you know, traditional fighting game inputs. And yeah, I'll tell you, those inputs are not fun to do on a GameCube controller.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
straight up,
It's not the inputs. It's the
they're
fact that it's on a joystick and you
Yeah.
go to the D-pad and then you taunt and then you die.
Yeah. It's not fun to do on a GameCube controller. Like, it's not bad, but like, give me a fight stick and absolutely that's free. But
Yeah. It's definitely not the it's not the inputs themselves. It's what you're doing the inputs on. I completely agree.
so that's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of like meme videos coming out, which are amusing to say the least. But Terry is a beast. He's a really interesting character. He's got a lot of good recovery options. If you guys don't know Smash, I mean, I'm not going to say the character is busted, but I certainly think we're going to see a top player pick him up and bring him to events, which is going to just be, the more variety you have in you know, the characters that get played at pro tournaments, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always down for more variety. And we've talked about this, but the amount of variety in Ultimate tournaments as a whole is amazing. Even at Summit this year, it was like, you know, 8 players all playing 8 different characters. There wasn't really much overlap, which is just not something you've gotten in past games where it was like Bayonetta and Cloud across the board and like Pikmin. Whereas now, you know, you had Fox, you had Palutena, you had Joker. I forget who else was there, but you had Peach, obviously with Samsora. You had Pac-Man. It's crazy.
Oh my god, they did show matches of Terry between Tweak and Nairo.
Were they both Terry?
Yeah, they're both Terry. I guess they did a show match at Collision. That's pretty fun. But yeah, no, it's going to be really fun to just see people bringing him to the table. The King of Fighters map is really cool. And Smash is just, you know, it's continuing to grow. We've seen a lot of good DLC this year. I don't know when they're going to announce details for the next season pass, but I know
I was going to say that's the last hero.
I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. This is the final hero for this year, but we know they're doing a second season, which means presumably we're getting at least 4 more characters for the game. I would anticipate more than that, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the 5 that we got. Banjo's a lot of fun. I didn't get to play Terry that much, but he seems cool. Joker is a lot of fun, and
Yeah,
obviously very good.
I think the only one that I don't really like is the Dragon Quest character, just because I don't like the mechanic. I don't
Well, you
like
have to read.
and I just can't do it. Just can't do it.
Here's the thing, though. I can't do it either, and I enjoy reading. It's like I have to stop there, read, and then by that point, I have either picked the wrong one or I don't know what the move does to begin with.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's the flavor is cool. The fact that it's like an RPG character and you have like a spell list, like the old school,
Yeah.
RPGs. But yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
Just kamikaze every chance you have.
I can't read.
I think that was directed towards me.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can read. I just don't like to read.
But yeah, no, I'm down for more characters. I love the diversity of the games that they're bringing in. It really brings me hope for something as stupid as Master Chief.
I mean, the one that's been heavily rumored and seems to have credible rumors is Doom Guy, even before Master Chief, which is, hey man, if you can make fun gameplay like out of Doom Guy with chainsaws and rocket launchers or something, I'm all about it. Give him BFG or something, I don't care.
He'll have to be called like, I don't know, not BFG basically.
They can call it BFG. No one has to know what it means.
Can they though? Nintendo?
Big fucking gun if you didn't know. There was a movie that came out called Big Friendly Giant. And I went to the movie theater and I just see BFG and I'm like, hello? Hello? There's children here. You can't put a sign out that says BFG. And like Allison's like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know what BFG means.
And sad part is probably only 20% of the world does.
You know what? We're the 20% that matters, okay?
Although I am excited for the new Doom game. On a completely side note, I don't know if you ever played the
Oh, I actually really liked it just because it's...
I loved it.
The music and just I don't know.
Punching and running around. Yeah, it was so fantastic.
Fun. Although it did get a little bit tedious, constantly having to punch things to get health. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I remember
they made them drop items or something like that.
Yeah, you like had to punch in order to be able to get your energy. I don't know. That part just started to feel tedious. I liked it at first. So like it was really fun and it felt really rewarding to run up and punch shit. But eventually I got kind of sick of it. That part. The rest of it was fun.
I mean, and for all 8 hours of the gameplay or whatever it was, it was it definitely got repetitive towards the end, but overall
just be nice to get like a gun that would kind of replace that, just kind of mix it up, like mid game, late game.
Before the game was delayed until next year, it was a lot of people's prediction for game of the year, so that leaves me really excited for whatever it's going to become.
Interesting.
But now it has to go up against Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I know you're very excited about that. And this is kind of the flavor of the show, guys. We're just going to banter about random video games, like whatever the hell is fun and relevant to talk about. There will be a lot of episodes that are very targeted, like next week, and like the BlizzCon one. But it's fun to just shoot the shit, talk about games. That's really what I want to do on my Wednesday nights or Thursday nights or all my nights in my life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what else is coming out this year? While we're on the topic, so we can talk about Stardew.
Pokemon's tomorrow.
Pokemon's tomorrow. No,
yeah, I think it's tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, I don't have time for that's so dangerous. I'm gonna get Pokemon. I'm gonna start bringing my Switch everywhere I go. I'm gonna bring it to work. I'm gonna sneak into the corner and like try to just get like one battle in, like get that grind. Go on my lunch break.
What people are saying is that it's the best Pokemon game ever.
God damn it.
And they're saying it captures like all of the nostalgia, but like fixes everything. They're saying it's incredible. And
although I did hear something that the sound options are gated behind an NPC. I read an article about the sound
Why?
options to change your volume and everything cannot be unlocked until you talk to an NPC that does not intuitively, nothing in the game tells you to talk to him.
That sounds like such a Game Boy thing. Like,
It
I can't
is.
believe
And
that's
people are
still a
like,
thing.
what the hell? People are like, this is actually more work to make you find an NPC to get the ability to change your sound options. So there are some things that are definitely getting some criticisms. I mean, there will always be the World Dex or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Universal
it's not global or universal or whatever it is. Because the
whole-
only generation that matters is first, but everyone should know that.
Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, is that what it's called? That comes out on Friday.
Yeah, I'll save my.
I think it's called Fallen Order. Mandalorian just came out on not Netflix, but on Disney Plus, netflixkiller.com.
Hey, Netflix just bought out Nintendo. They're getting all the old Nintendo. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Nickelodeon shows.
Okay, I was gonna say, what's
Could
happening?
you imagine?
They bought out Nintendo. When do they have that kind of money? They bought
No,
Nickelodeon and
Nickelodeon, yeah,
or
they're
the
gonna.
rights. They bought them out. Or they bought the rights.
I'm sorry, they came out to a deal, and the two of them, and so Nickelodeon
very
will be
different
on Netflix.
than
It is
buying
very
them
different,
out.
and I do apologize. But
How
yeah,
dare you
they
lie to
came
me.
to a deal.
Rocket power.
So
Let's
I'm
go.
curious. Rocko's Modern Life. There's so many great shows that I'm curious to see.
Man, that's actually probably the smartest thing they could have done.
Oh, it was
that means-
100% a counter to.
Oh
Disney
yeah,
Plus.
absolutely. Oh, does this? Oh, that means Avatar. Oh, the last Airbender and Korra. Oh, girl, Netflix, you just won me back. Because I totally canceled Netflix for Disney Plus. Not gonna lie.
I actually saved money by getting Disney Plus because of the bundle.
It's very
Because I have
confusing.
ESPN
I
Plus
see.
and I have Hulu.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it. And I get Hulu for free through Spotify, and I just got a Google Home Mini for free from Spotify. Thanks, Spotify. And yeah, I don't have ESPN, but
Yeah, well, we know how you are with P Sports.
P Sports, it's in the game.
Bringing it back to Madden.
Sure.
Well,
That's
that was EA Sports was the big thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. So we got Pokemon this week. We got Runeterra beta this week.
Shenmue
got-
3,
I'm good.
which is still, I can't believe a game you never played. I'm still so shocked by that. And I understand why, but out of all the games that Jake should have played, it is totally Shenmue because you get to be a person in Japan and living
Okay.
life in Japan.
I've never been into the samurai thing though.
It's not samurai, it's modern day. It's actually, I'm sorry, it's like late 80s, which is once again
Hey, this isn't an 80s themed show or anything.
But-
Okay. Yeah, that's valid, I guess. I don't know. I just never piqued my interest for whatever reason.
and it's impossible to go back and play now. And I
Yeah,
kickstarted Shenmue 3 because I love Shenmue so much, and I have no expectations for this game one so bit, but I had to kickstart it. I was so happy. It was the same. They announced that the same year they announced Final Fantasy VII remake. I was in no mental state to not back it.
You're just like, nostalgia trip.
Yeah,
Take
it
my
was-
money.
I
Man,
don't care.
did I read correctly that Final Fantasy VII the remastered is gonna have a $500 collector's edition? Is that correct?
I don't think it was 5. I think it was 350 maybe.
Okay, that's $500
Um,
at that point.
But even then, it's strictly. I think it was 330 if I'm not mistaken. And the whole
Oh,
thing was
wow.
it was the statue was like 250.
Oh, okay.
It's like It's like $80 for the collector's edition, like the steel box, and then it's 250 for the statue. But that sold out in like a week.
I loved Final Fantasy VII as a kid, and I never replayed it.
I love Final Fantasy 7 now.
I played it, forever ago. I tried, last winter, I tried going back and playing some Final Fantasy games, and I got some technical issues on my PC that prevented it from being doable because I don't own consoles, right? I just have my PC, and eventually I got into like 10 for a little bit, but I get so bored. So I'm glad it's going to be a remake because I need modern gameplay personally. Those turn-based RPGs, I can do it if I'm not on my PC. If I'm on a Switch, sitting on an airplane, that's great. I love it in that setting. But at home, when I'm on my PC, I like want more engaging content. I don't know.
And I think they're doing a great job because it has both. It has the turn-based. You can turn that on if you want to be more turn-based, or you can play it full-on action.
That's great. That's awesome that they're giving us the flexibility. And I'm a day one sale for that game. And sure, I'll definitely stream it. I just hope it's going to be on PC in a relatively reasonable time frame compared to PS4. Right? Is it just PS4 launch initially? Because I'm not buying a PS4 just for Final Fantasy.
It's not just Final Fantasy. It's so many games.
Last of Us, I know. The adult life, man.
You will play Last of Us. God is my witness.
And I'll stream the whole game when I do play it. Maybe I'll steal your PS4 from you this winter and play it. See, that's like the only reason I'm gonna play it.
I'm currently not using it. That's all I have to say. And Spider-Man, which was great.
Spider-Man, I would have way too much fun with Spider-Man.
Yep.
Real talk, the Spider-Man on the PlayStation 2, was that where you could swing through the whole city? It was like a GTA.
Yeah, I think it was that because it was that in GameCube. It was
dude,
also on the GameCube.
I played a stupid amount of hours of that game as a kid. But so I get it. I'm probably gonna love that game when I play it, because I've always enjoyed Spooderman. All right, Stardew Valley, the topic you guys have all been waiting for. I know everyone that tuned in today said, I want to hear Stardew Valley. Why are they talking about Stardew Valley? Concerned Ape hit to the blog and posted that there's patch 1.4 coming out. And it's just really freaking funny because I literally bought Stardew Valley for my flight to BlizzCon like 9 days ago or something. Bought it on my Switch and played 9 hours that day. Literally got to LA, went to my hotel room and played Stardew. I was like, I need to level up my farm. I need to play. Fast forward to post BlizzCon. We had a LAN party, as we mentioned earlier in the show, with my wife, Ryan, and I, just sitting there with laptops in my house, playing Stardew Valley, literally having a blast. And next day, Concerned Ape's like, yeah, by the way, we have this big content update with quality of life, new content, everything coming
more
out.
hearts for people when you're married.
Yeah, polish, more hearts, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Love it.
And he did tease about his new
project,
game a little bit.
Unannounced project.
So what
it was really funny because we were just talking about that too. We were he
like,
has to be working on something
because it's been a few years, 4 years, give or take.
This is also the first patch that is not done by just him.
Yes, he said he made a small team to help make this patch happen. Probably because he's also working on this new project. What we know about the new project is it's the same world. So this is, I guess, not Earth because there's like zombies and monsters and slimes and stuff. It's the same world as Stardew Valley, but it is not a sequel or expansion or anything like that. I could assume a lot of different things. And just to ballpark, if he's doing it solo again, we can expect the same art style, the same kind of like, retro music, and probably some kind of I don't know. I want to say it's going to be more fantasy, more like monster slaying kind of game.
I was thinking like a Binding of Isaac style game, or like a Don't Starve, like a
that would be interesting.
Like a top down. That's
where
if I had to make a guess, that'd be my guess. Yeah.
That would be cool. I would be about that, and that would make sense.
I'm trying to think of games that are. Obviously I say easy to make as someone who does not know how to make a game, but simple enough that it could be worked on by one person and in that graphic style and things along those lines. I can't imagine him coming out with like a Doom style game. Speaking of Doom, like a first person shooter, but or like a Minecraft or something, maybe, who knows. But
I mean,
I feel
Chad
like
is
that's
saying
already done.
Stardew Valley Battle Royale. I think that's got to be it. I think that's got to be it.
Stardew Plateau. That
Stardew
would
Valley
be. Could you imagine a
Auto
battle
Battle.
royale?
Oh, I can. I mean,
The slingshot would be OP
all
for
right.
once.
Oh my God, it would be. If there's one game you'd want to see turned into a battle royale, what would it be?
World of Warcraft.
Really?
I think that'd be fantastic. Like, because you already had kind of have it with like Spellbreak and whatever that other game was, but they weren't as good.
Huh.
I think it'd be really cool to have like classes and picking up items of certain sources, what based on what you want to be.
For me, it's 100% Breath of the Wild. You've already got this big map. You've got gliders, and you've got items, all different kinds of weapons that you can pick up. Like the infrastructure is there.
Yeah.
Just
Would you
let me
still
draw.
have the enemies? Would you still have like would it be like more like Save the World mixed with with Battle Royale, or would it just be players?
No, it would just be a map with players,
Okay.
and like they'd be like wild horses, and those would be the mounts. So you'd have to tame a wild horse, and that would be a risky thing to do. Find a bow, top of
Find
the
a fire
tower,
arrow.
whatever. Yeah, dude. Like, oh God, I'd play the crap out of that.
I mean, I would too, but I
You hate
also
that
like
game though.
battle royales.
That's your one Zelda game you don't like.
Remember, it's not that the game's bad; it's that I personally do not like the game.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, that's a battle royale is completely different than me having to search for 120 shrines and 8,000
Again, for
Koroks.
me, that's like the weird thing with the Switch is the Switch is not a traditional console because I play a lot of my games mobile only. For me, it's so value to have a console that can be my device to play Smash on at home, play, maybe some other stuff at home. I'm actually really looking forward to it having proper streaming to, apps on it. I know that's a lame thing to be excited about, but it'll make my life easier because I currently lug
Absolutely.
a laptop into my living room if I want to watch TV because I don't have cable. And the Switch would be nice for that. But on the go, I'm gonna play like I don't think I'd play Pokemon much at home. I really don't. I might play laying in bed or laying on the couch in the morning or something like that kind of thing. But I don't think I'd sit there on my TV and play Pokemon. Would you? I mean, everyone's different.
I honestly I don't even have I never even had my dock
See?
plugged
Okay.
in. I would always just play it handheld. And which was
But
one of the big things about Zelda when it first came out is people were complaining about it being choppy,
it
but
was at times.
in the handheld it's only 720, so I never really bothered. Whereas in
Huh.
1080 it was really bad apparently.
Yeah, it definitely did seem like the Switch was a little bit too weak for it.
But I mean, I absolutely would play Pokemon. I mean, that's what I did with Zelda. I didn't do it when I traveled. I just literally did it while at work and then played it in bed and then played it there, and then I just grind it for 20 hours and then never touched it again.
Amazon Fire Sticks on itself on Black Friday. I mean, maybe I actually might do that. I was gonna buy the Google version, but I don't know what the difference is.
I have a Chromecast.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Chromecast is more you can send it to it. Fire Sticks actually have the apps and stuff on it.
I think I'd prefer the Chromecast just because I'd be using my phone as a remote at that point, right?
Yep.
I don't
Yeah,
want to.
you can do it from your browser. You can do it from your phone.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Anyways, we're not Christmas shopping yet, although we are.
It's almost there.
Oh, it's there. I mean, I'm already starting. I have no choice, but tis the season.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Don't say those words. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks from tomorrow? And it's
2
T
weeks from
gives?
tomorrow is T gives. And then the day after that's Black Friday. And then all the other days around it are Christmas.
Clearing that one up. Really wasn't sure if Black Friday was going to be the day after Thanksgiving or not this year. Sometimes
sure
they mix
you know.
it up. Oh man, shit. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I actually just kind of reeling things back in. I did not buy the Hearthstone expansion. Usually I do because I'm a sucker for Blizzard games. I'm just like, take my money, Blizzard. You own me. Here you go. And I didn't this year because even with all the emotes, every time someone's spamming an emote, I'm like, oh, I want to put an emote
I
on the
know.
board. Like I itch for it, but I did not spend the $50. If it was 30, I would have pulled that trigger. But the thing that really held me back was like, okay, maybe I'll buy Pokemon. Random. This just happened live. Warcraft 3 Reforged just got an update. Literally just popped up on my screen. I wonder what that's about. But yeah, I don't know. I think, but now I'm like I'm going to start Mandalorian this week. I haven't started watching it yet. And that's going to make me want Jedi Fallen Order because Disney knows how to take my money just as well as anybody else. Cause they're like, look at this Star Wars.
Yeah.
You want to play Star Wars too? Here you go.
With all those single player games and kind of the same boat I'm in with Call of Duty, I really try to wait like a month or two because then you can usually get it for $30 and then I don't feel so bad about spending all that money.
That's not true for though.
Well,
Pokemon is
not
not
for
going to go
Nintendo.
down in price
Absolutely
for
not.
20 years. Like, I bet you Breath of the Wild is still $60.
Probably.
And that game's what, 3 years old, 2 years old?
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in March when it released, I believe.
Yeah, sounds
3
right.
or 4. But yeah, no, I mean, not obviously not Nintendo, but EA, absolutely. Call of Duty, absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't know about Fallen Order. It might not, but it might. It might
No,
be
it,
$45
it 100% will.
for Black Friday.
Not for Black Friday, but it will be on sale before Christmas for $30.
See, that's
It's a single player game. There's no way that it will be.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because that's an easy buy for $30. Like,
Yeah,
sign me
absolutely.
up. As long as it's good. As long as the reviews aren't like this is total poop.
I mean, even if the reviews are total poop, and I mean they have their surprise mechanics and stuff like that. So if, it depends on exactly what the reviews are crapping on the game for. You know, if it's because of the play to win or pay to win style that allegedly is in the game, and or if it's a bad story. You know, those are two totally different things for me. Because I will never.
Wait, there's literally pay to win in a single player game.
It's they call them like surprise mechanics. I honestly have not been paying nearly attention to be able to back up
I'm
if
gonna
this
have
is
to do
still a
some digging.
thing.
Wow,
Um,
I've watched no gameplay of this game. I watched the initial trailer reveal, but it's pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looks great. I mean, how can you not be excited about a single player Star Wars game?
Oh my god, dude, I love the droid on the shoulder. That's
Yeah. It gives me like a Uncharted feel,
well, I
but
think that's kind of what they're going for, right?
yeah. Yeah, but obviously Star Wars. So I think it's cool. I mean, I want to play it. It's going to take a lot for me not to play it. Um but I don't want to play it back. I have enough to play without buying this day one.
Man, spoilers. I don't want to get spoiled. Did I play Red Dead yet? No. I actually heard the Red Dead Redemption 2 PC port was
Something bad.
quite buggy. So I assume Rockstar will be good about patching and improving upon that. But again, it's the kind of thing where I've already waited how long? I'm just gonna wait for it to go on sale. I'm not gonna pay $60 for it.
Yeah, and it was more like bad performance than it was. I mean, obviously it's a Rockstar game, so it will be buggy, but it was like overheating computers and that was more the issue.
Ouch.
And like top end PCs only getting like 30 FPS.
Wow.
But I also have a friend who had no issues, so who knows?
Huh. I do want to play that though. That's something that looks really fun to me.
I mean, chat brought it up, but you do know that The Mandalorian is a weekly release, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay, just making sure.
And
I wanted to say it earlier.
I want to say that I'm a huge fan of that. I actually think that you think about Game of Thrones and why Game of Thrones was, I mean, sure, just don't consider the ending. Just cut that out of your memory. You think about all these years of why Game of Thrones is so big. It's because every week people are talking about it.
And the world like stopped on Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean that it was a social experience that people look forward to every single week and the work the next day. Did you see that episode of Game of Thrones? And like when Netflix just kind of like dumps an entire season of Stranger Things, it's hype, but it's a flash in the pan. It's there and it's gone. And you know, people binge it and they love it and they're super happy about it. And I'm sure they get their metrics and whatnot, but I feel like it's a worse business model. I mean, I don't know. I just
It's hard because I don't know if it's a worse business model or just the generations of.
it depends on how you want to look at it. Because I'm always gonna like, okay, I only like Netflix for this thing. I'm gonna subscribe for 1 month. I'm gonna cancel it. And like,
Mhm.
if it went on for 9 weeks, they're gonna get 3 months of sub out of me suddenly.
Mhm. No,
And
no,
like
agreed.
that's like business wise for them that's better. And I personally almost feel a burden like, oh shit, I gotta finish this, otherwise I'm not a true fan. If I don't finish this in 2 days, I'm not a true fan. And like, I mean, it's stupid, but there's also like, I don't want to get spoiled at the same time, right? I'm
Absolutely.
terrified of getting spoiled. I need to beat this game or beat this story, this show. And I don't know, I'm torn on the whole idea.
I love that they're doing both now because there are certain shows like Haunting of Hill House. Like I would have hated to have to wait week after week for that show, especially because
I
it
agree
wasn't
with
as
that.
popular.
Right.
Um, Whereas something like Game of Thrones, it was cool to have that experience. But they're starting to do that with more shows. Like there are shows that are weekly releases now.
And at
So
this
it's
point, it's too late for Stranger Things. I mean, they have a formula; they have to stick to it. There's
Mhm.
only one more season of Stranger Things, and it's done. So it's fine. But I hope they learn. I mean, maybe they'll mix it up for a show that's of that caliber. I don't know
Yeah,
what the next Stranger Things
but
will be,
but
but
then the problem is with Stranger Things is who knew about Stranger Things until the day it was dropped, and
oh
then
no,
that
no,
one
nobody
random
did.
friend.
Nobody did. Yeah,
And
like
so
I'm
like
just
at
saying.
that point the motto's already done. Like
You're
they
right.
couldn't go
You're right.
back
I
to.
agree.
So you need something like the Mandalorian to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Stranger Things. There's the what brothers? I want to say it's not Dwight. That's not correct.
Why else would
Um,
you-
I know it's brothers that wrote that show. They got rejected from like everyone. So good on Netflix for.
Yeah, I mean, and Netflix has the motto of they take 10 darts, which are shows, and they throw it at a dartboard, and if three of them hit and it gets so many people to subscribe, then they count it as a win.
Yeah.
They're throwing money towards something.
Are they making Witcher a Netflix show?
Yeah, absolutely. It has Henry.
How did
Someone
I
help me
miss
out.
that?
Cart. Oh my God, what the hell's his last name?
I don't know. I'm not gonna know who he is.
Yeah, Cavill. Thank you. Yeah, they
Interesting.
have a. Yeah, no, as someone who did not like the Witcher games, I am very excited for the show. Yeah, Superman.
Superman. Wow. The whole chat knew who that guy was. I'm so uncultured. There's a trailer. How did I not see this? I've never
That's a
played. I've
really
never
good
played a
question.
Witcher game. I played. I don't like the gameplay. It's
I,
what it
I,
boils
I
down
think
to.
I think Witcher is not a very good game. I know people love it, and I
I'm
know
I'm sure
people
it's
will
a
give me
great
crap for that.
story. I'm sure it's a
I
great
just,
story.
yeah, the dodging and the attacking, it's not very fun to me.
It's too,
I've tried all three of them.
I don't like Fallout games. I don't like Witcher games. If I don't like the gameplay in an RPG, I won't play it. It's just as simple
Hmm.
as that. And I'd rather play a turn-based
Yeah, I'm all
RPG
down. I am
than a
completely
lot
down
of
for
these
this though.
games with like these. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I watched Patrick Rothfuss. If you guys don't know who it is, he's an author. He wrote a series called the King Killer Chronicles,
Yeah, right.
and he actually streams on Twitch. He
Kingslayer Chronicles, no King Killer.
no King Killer,
Uh-huh.
but Name of the Wind is the first book. If you're curious, it's an incredibly well written couple of books. The third book comes out someday eventually. He's famous for not committing to ever giving a release date because he doesn't care. It's done when it's done. But he's a great Twitch streamer too, and he's got his own charity called World Builders where he does a lot of cool stuff. But I watched him play a lot of Witcher on his stream, and that's for me. It was really compelling to watch him critique the writing because he's a writer and like go through this RPG and like laugh and make dumb decisions and make his character a lesbian and all these other things. Or maybe that was actually Fallout. Actually, I watched him play a little bit of both, but yeah, it was. Wow, this game actually looks pretty interesting. The
Yeah,
Witcher.
soon, December 12th, December. Someone I'm sure will tell me, but it's very soon.
No, I own Divinity 2, but I have not played it. That's actually I always say I'm saving these things for winter because I have more free time in winter, and that should be true for this year. So there's a lot of games I got to catch up on. I know Ryan has played a lot of Divinity 2.
So is Anchored Rose. Divinity 2 is a game that we've sunk many of hours into.
Hmm. I think
And I think I stand by that. Allison would love that game.
well, I think I'm gonna buy it for her because we can play co-op,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I'll just buy it for her, and then we'll have co-op Divinity 2 because she loves D&D, and
Mhm.
she's always like upset that we're not getting more D&D generally. So yeah, that's
That would definitely fill that void, at least a little bit.
oh, so many games to talk about, but I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this show as we did a successful job bantering about all the things, and that's the fun part of New Town Hall Arcade. We're going to have, like I said, I'm going to repeat this a lot during the early episodes. There's going to be targeted episodes with a specific vibe that we're going to go for, where there will probably still be banter. Like next week, if people are playing Pokemon, I might jump in and talk about Pokemon, but
Banter is
the
going to happen. That's what makes it fun.
yeah, exactly. The name of the episode for next week is Battle of the Auto Battlers because we're talking about what made TFT so successful. Why is it now down to 10,000 viewers from 100,000?
That's crazy.
That's before Hearthstone Battlegrounds came out, by the way. That's not Hearthstone Battlegrounds taking that away. Those numbers dropped before that. Around
you
Twitch.
said it at BlizzCon.
Yeah,
You said it at BlizzCon when we were talking
they
about
dropped
it.
hard, and I like to watch Twitch numbers because it shows trends. It shows, what's interesting, what people like. Dota Underlords never found its footing. Valve again with another game, trying to put their own spin on a genre and struggling. Then Hearthstone Battlegrounds comes out, and right now it's really hot. Is it going to last? We'll find out. We have Cloud9 Crowan, who's a former Heroes of the Storm player and pro player, and now he's on Cloud9 playing TFT professionally. And there's a few people, actually, Jay Shrute is also a former Heroes player, and he won TwitchCon. He also plays for C9. So he won TwitchCon for TFT. He won't be joining us. Just going to be Crowan next week. But regardless, it's going to be a fun discussion. And I really want to talk about like longevity, what keeps it fresh, what keeps it fun. Personally, I have a lot to talk about on that topic and kind of like the longevity. What will make a game like that be successful? So that'll be next week for episode 3. And we are planning a Heroes of the Storm episode already, which I'm pretty excited about, but I don't really have much more to share other than that. Is it the PUBG of auto battlers? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming. It's going to be very fun to grow this show. I'm hoping to get a town holiday locked in for next week as well. Ryan, anything else? What did I miss?
I think we hit a lot. I can't think of anything.
Bang bang.
Yeah.
God,
I'm sure the moment you
oh god. Shove it in his mouth. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the moment you stop recording or hit cancel or whatever it is you do on your end, something will pop into my head. But I'm excited for Battlegrounds. Obviously, I love Smash and Stardew and everything else that happened.
An entire ASMR episode of Town Hall. I don't. Please never do that again. A Hots episode when Deathwing comes out. That's actually the plan. So, nailed it. I hope you guys like the new gorgeous production. I am hard at work at another stupid intro. A lot of you guys enjoyed the Town Hall Heroes intro. Well, I'm doing my best to honor that and one-up that as well. That does it for us. Follow the show at Town Hall Arcade on Twitter. All one word, no space, no punctuation, none of that garbage. Just Town Hall Arcade. Be sure to check me out on YouTube and Twitch at SolidJakeGG. And tomorrow, my primary objective is to get the RSS feed live, to get the show up on at least Google, Apple, and Spotify. I'm looking to put it on pretty much everything, Stitcher, you name it. So that's going to happen. And yeah, Arcanate is no more. Arcanate is no more. If you did not know that, which clearly you didn't know, Courtney. Cheers, beers, and I love you, nerds. GG's.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.